Hello, beautiful wildflowers. Thank you so much for coming to watch this video. We are going to be talking about the full moon in Aquarius, and it is so beautifully poetic. I'm so excited to welcome you here. My name is Alejandra. This is Wildflowers Within on YouTube. And if you're watching this channel, I'm calling in my soul tribe, the one that is birthing the new earth. And you are therefore part of my prayer. Thank you for being a gardener, wanting to tend to your own inner work by using lunar wisdom. This is essentially at its core a devotional space. First to the mother and father, and and there's also comedy at the end because why not? So, thank you so much, and let's just get to it. This is such a powerful full moon. And, you know, sometimes I feel like I say that a lot, but this one's really big. It's really big. We have some key heavy hitters that are taking place right now in like really cool, dynamic, powerful positions in the sky. And it's giving us a message. And I have been sitting in meditation, like, dear Lord, please tell me, what am I supposed to do with this? What are you trying to tell me? Like, that's every time a new moon or full moon comes, that this is literally me. And sometimes I need to sleep on it. It won't come, or just like sit in meditation to really be able to listen to spirit. So, Leo Aquarius, let's just talk about that access for a second. Leo is the heart chakra, it is the big, beautiful, bold light that illuminates this world. It is our spirit. It is fixed. It is constant. It ain't going anywhere. It can never be extinguished, ever. Okay? This is what is being activated right now. This is a full-blown moment of the sun. Every full moon is sun opposite the moon. And as it sits in this temple of our individual self, of our nobility, of our humility, of our love, of our purpose, it is shining its light onto the moon lit in Aquarius. Aquarius is the community of souls that we find ourselves in. It is the larger context, right? To know that it's not just us. We don't live in a vacuum. We actually live here to be with people and socialize and stuff. And it's highlighting this moment of reckoning that something is being either awakened or harvested like fruit off the tree. Because it is an air sign, it has to deal with the mind. It could be deep belief systems or thought patterns, or it's Saturn ruled, so structure. It is also associated with, frequency and sound. And a really good analogy to understand, like, what must it be like in the Temple of Aquarius? Think of, a musician with a guitar, just, playing some like chord. And all of a sudden, someone comes by with like a flute and they're like, hey, I can get down with that. And they start doing it, right? And then a singer comes in and is like, la, starts harmonizing. And all of a sudden, they become this sort of larger ecosystem based off everyone's individual frequency. Now, sometimes people can come in and, if they're tone deaf or whatever, and it's like, you know, oh man, it might be like, reverberate, like, not our tribe. Please find your own path. Thank you very much. And, it's Saturn ruled. So Saturn also talks about, it's not just the status quo. It could be the people on the fringe. It could be the black sheep of the family. It could be the rebels, the iconoclasts, the ones that do not conform to normal society. Okay. So that's the dynamic we're dealing with right now. Something about our beautiful, bold individual heart is being shown on the community and what we have created, what we have harvested, what we are seeing in the world because of it. But we have some key players that completely shift and change the tune. Where should I start? Let's first start with Jupiter. I like Jupiter. Jupiter is fabulous. Jupiter is this big, beautiful, benevolent essence and energy of coherence, of expansion, of philosophically like right way of being. It is in Indian astrology, it's seen as the guru. Jupiter is associated with law, right? And what a civil society with like, proper infrastructure and, what makes everything run really well. All of that is a Jupiterian based lens. And I think it's important to remember that Jupiter, it takes a year, for Jupiter to transit each zodiac sign. And it has been for the past year in the Temple of Cancer, where it is exalted, where it is like semen being, beautifully fertilizing the womb of the Divine Mother. That's literally what it was in ancient astrology. That was like one of the comparisons. I'm not just making this up. And there is something so beautiful. So it's not like, oh, I forgot about my time in Cancer, I'm in Leo now. It's a gradual progression of, so what's the next story because of it? And that's the cosmic dance. And I really think it's important to honor the fact that there was a new moon in Cancer, a place where we were prayerfully planting seeds. And the question that I gave in my last video is, what do I need to remember? What about it, of my own nature, of where I come from, of the womb space, of the cosmic creation, of lineage, of ancestry, of women, of magic, of darkness, of mystery, do I need to remember? And now, all of a sudden, after that new moon, we get a full moon spotlight on in Aquarius of the community and society that currently is existing in the world. Jupiter coming in, sitting at the heart of the sun, is called the Cazimi moment, when one planet sits at the exact degree. Now, as Jupiter approaches the sun, it is going combust, meaning that the solar energy is just so powerful. It is literally blowing to bits. It is killing off Jupiter because it's about to be reborn in the heart of the sun, setting a brand new synodic cycle and then continuing on its journey. But when that Cassini moment happens, it's very cool. Jupiter now all of a sudden sits on the throne of the solar king. And it is said that both of these energies then can magnify itself. So if you can imagine, Leo is already like shine, 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 me, la, 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 and Jupiter coming in is getting the let's expand that even more. But this is a moment of reset. And I think this is where Uranus comes into play because it is making a sextile from the Temple of Gemini to the Sun and Jupiter in this Cassini moment. Now, it's not exact, but it's within 2 degrees, so it's close enough. This to me feels like, so Uranus is associated with lightning. It's literally an electric volt. If you think where lightning strikes, the place is never the same. And something is happening. Now, it's not a square, it's a sextile. Sextiles are of the nature of Venus. There is some lovely, beautiful Venusian bolt of lightning that is landing so nicely in the body as Jupiter and the sun are shining and radiating in this Cazimi moment of the full moon. And for me, it feels like an absolute reset of the heart. I was in a spiritual work a few years ago, I can't remember how many. And after, when there was this moment of sharing, I remember this guy who had this very vulnerable share about almost dying. And I honestly can't remember if it was like, I mean, it was a near death experience and his heart had stopped and they had to restart his heart. They had to get out the defibrillators. Is that what they're called? In that moment of like reset, and that it completely changed who he was when he came back. Now, If it was a square from Uranus, yes, we would all be receiving like a big jolt, like, you know, Claire. It would be that type of moment. But that doesn't feel like it with a Venusian sextile. It feels much more gentle, much more loving, but still powerful to be able to reset our heart in this moment and see what have we harvested? What have we seen in our communities? And wherever Aquarius sits in your chart is going to show where you have built those frequencies, right? So check to see, is it in your family that needs this reset? Based on the Leo Aquarius axis? Is it your job? Is it your house of children? Is it how you go about making money in the world? Is it a temple with your deepest desires and dreams? Is it your unconscious that's getting the jolt? And, how do you even interpret that? Where do you even look for clues for it? So that's what's taking place in Leo. And it's so beautiful because for me, when I think about a real reset of the heart, then I have to let go. I have to shed off hopefully, what I want to shed off is the shadow qualities of Leo. The desire in me that like wants to have 20 million people watching this video instead of you fabulous 40. And like, can I be humble about it? Can I just be freaking noble AF knowing this is me, babe. This is how I shine. This is what I authentically love to do. And that frequency is going to land in somebody's heart, you know? And I don't know who that is. But if it makes me happy, if it feels like true light emanating from my spirit when I make these recordings, then I want to keep doing it. Now, here's where this massive tension comes in. The moon is conjunct Pluto. Pluto, the way I was taught about Pluto is it is an unstoppable force. Unstoppable. It is a vibration that is so powerful that we sometimes forget how powerful it is. For example, the current in the ocean underneath it. We go out swimming and, when the water's calm, it's all cool. But suddenly, a big tide comes in and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. The ocean's pretty freaking powerful. That's Pluto, right? Also, I was telling my friends, like, Pluto can also show up in what it seems like innocuous ways, but it's actually pretty powerful and pretty important. Think about driving your car on the street. You stay on, at least in the United States, in other countries, they have their rules. The UK, I'm looking at you, UK. We drive on the right side of the street, right? And there's a stop sign, we stop at it. There are signals, we follow them. Okay. Someone else, they're going to be passing us, that unspoken adherence, partially it's Jupiter, but another part is Pluto. Yeah, this is just how it is. The algorithms on social media, so powerful. I have no idea where they come from, who makes it, or whatever. It's hidden, it's underneath, it's subterranean or sub, I don't know, sub not known. I'm trying to think what's sub internet. I don't even know the dark web. I don't even know, but it's something like that. So the moon at this harvesting moment, conjunct Pluto, to me, at least, is showing there is an unstoppable force awaiting all of us when we hold that tension by fully expressing and living to the depth and truth that is in our heart, in our purpose, in our spirit. And with Pluto, it's in a trine. The Pluto and the moon are in a trine to Uranus in Gemini. So the power of the collective, the power of the people, right? The power. So for me, Aquarius is my ninth house. And this is a house of higher study. It's a house of travel. It's a house of, my philosophical belief systems in life. And I'm looking at this like, what is taking place in me psychologically and like really deep, deep belief systems are changing. And they're changing around love, they're changing around community, all areas of my life are being affected right now. And I'm actually seeing myself a opportunity has opened up for me to do a lot of amazing travel. So look at where Aquarius and Leo sit on your chart. Mine has to do with, communication. It's going to be really big for me. And as a speaker, that tracks. But the moon and Pluto trining Uranus and Gemini just opens up opportunities. Here's one thing I want to say to end because I do think it's important. Uranus and Gemini to me, as wonderful, as a sextile is and a trine is, Uranus is also trickster energy. And for those not leading with that, integrity, pure heartedness, I don't know, surrendering to divine will, just want to be good people in life, the people that don't want to be, or, the evil twins of the world. Something's percolating and brewing just as much. It's almost like Uranus and Gemini is showing us two timelines. It really makes me think of Dolores Cannon's theory about the new Earth. And she said there will be two Earths simultaneously, one right next to another. And I think it's important to note that after this full moon, we enter eclipse season. So the next cycle is going to be, we don't have to plant any seeds in Leo right now, which is really cool. Like our heart is being restarted. We're tuning into, who we are as an individual and how that is going to shape the most powerful society we have ever freaking seen. But we don't have to plant seeds yet in Leo. Okay. It's nice to get the harvesting moment but the next one's going to be an eclipse. So this is big. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for coming to watch. If you like what you heard, please give me a thumbs up. I love all comments in the comment section. And, I wanted to end on some comedy. I didn't expect this to happen, but I got casted as an extra in a Beetlejuice like series. And I was just really excited. I was, wanted to reach out to my mom in costume, a little bit in character. And I just want to say hi to my mom and just tell her like all the cool things. So thank you so much for watching. And without further ado, my phone call to my mother as I was on set at a very cool Beetlejuice gig.
Hi, Ma. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know this Beetlejuice gig. I'm an extra, and I'm in the underworld, and it's working out real good. I kind of like this hairstyle. It's cool, and my voice changed, and all the things. So love you so much.